At 20 we have Arancia di Capri by Acqua di Parma. If you like the idea of a refreshing blast of orange juice as an opening, you'll really like this one. So in the top here you get orange, Sicilian mandarin, bergamot and lemon. So a nice mix of fruity, citrusy notes there. To me, I mostly get it as a very realistic interpretation of orange juice, and that's why it's a very good opening. At 19 we have Mont Blanc Legend Blue. Resembles Parfums Percival quite closely, however this has an added mint note. So in the top here you get a combination of mint and lavender. Very refreshing, one of the best designer fragrances for the price point. At 18 we have Viking Cologne by Creed. Usually when I mention this I would recommend Terre d'Hermès, as I think that has this trumped in both price and performance. But if we're talking the opening, I think this is the better one. So in the top here you get mandarin orange, lemon, pink pepper and bergamot. Performance is an issue with this fragrance, but in terms of a nice, bright, citrusy blast in the opening, I think this is excellent. At 17 we have Tobacco Vanille. So I prefer the opening to the dry down. This used to be one of my favourites. I find it can get a little bit overly sweet and slightly grating in the dry down. I've gone off a little bit, but I think the opening is still fantastic. If you want a nice blend of tobacco and vanilla hitting you real hard in the opening, I think this is excellent. For me, it's the best part of Tobacco Vanille, and I really do rate the opening. At 16, we have the timeless bargain that is Cool Water by Davidoff. So in the top here you get seawater, lavender, mint, green notes, rosemary, Cologne and coriander. So Cologne is that synthetically produced aquatic type of a note. But mostly I get a very minty opening here, minty aquatic. So for me it's just a really nice, refreshing, minty opening. At 15 we're going with Sedley by Parfums. If you like the idea of a fizzy lemon soda type of an opening, think like a bright Sprite type of a blast that's very refreshing, you'll probably love this. So it's another one with mint in the top. So I guess by compiling this list, I've confirmed to myself I really like a mint opening. In the top here you get lemon, mint, bergamot, grapefruit and mandarin orange. I find performance a bit of an issue with this, but the opening is a real nice bright sparkle and very refreshing. Definitely a great one to reach for if you just want to feel refreshed by a really nice opening. At 14 we're going with Apple Brandy on the Rocks by Kilian. So this is a fresh apple blast. Apple isn't actually listed in the top notes here. The top notes are listed as cardamom and bergamot, with the mid notes being apple, rum, brandy, pineapple, vanilla and moss. But I get that hit of apple come through straight away, as well as the rum and brandy type of notes. I think the apple and the brandy hit you quite quickly. I don't pick up much of the cardamom really. I don't get any like spice from this. And yeah, there's that fresh bergamot in the top. But a nice refreshing apple blast. If you're a fan of like YSL and want something with a bit of a niche twist and added brandy and rum, check out Apple Brandy. It's definitely a fresh fragrance. I know their liqueur range with like Angel Share, a lot of them are kind of deep and wintry. This is a fresh take. So if you like fresh fragrances and you like apple, you'll probably like Apple Brandy on the Rocks. At 13 we have Polo Bleu EDT by Ralph Lauren. This had to make the list because I really enjoy that sharp cucumber and melon opening. It's a little bit screechy and synthetic, so it won't be for everyone, but I really like it. I think it gives a nice refreshing uniqueness to an otherwise typical blue shower gel scent. So the top notes here are listed as cucumber, melon and mandarin orange. So if you want kind of a blue shower gel scent with a bit of a slight twist to it, with a nice refreshing cucumber hitting you straight away, check out Polo Bleu EDT. At 12 we're going with Oud Silk Mood by MFK, an extremely wearable and pleasant oud. So in the top here you get Bulgarian rose, chamomile and bergamot. You do get that oudy blast, which is actually as a base note here, but you do get that as well pretty early on, you notice it of course. So it's a rose and oud combination, but has a nice freshness to it. In the mid here you get Gaiac wood and hedione. It's a nice fresh wearable all year round rose and oud combination. Really nice opening. It has a refreshing nature to it as well as having that kind of tang of a rose oud combo. Extremely wearable, and yeah, I really love the opening of this one. At 11 we're going with Fabulous by Tom Ford. So on the top here you get lavender and clary sage. It's a nice bright lavender opening, very refreshing. Later on in the fragrance you get leather and almond as well, along with things like vanilla and tonka bean. Very nice, well-rounded fragrance with a crazy combination of lots of different things, so it's extremely unique. But that refreshing lavender opening is very nice, not too heavy, pretty fresh, and yeah, the initial blast from this one is really good. Into the top 10, and in 10th place we have Versace's Eros Energy. You have to be a fan of lemon to enjoy the opening to this one, but for me it's a nice smooth lemon done really well. So in the top you get quite a few notes. You have lemon, lime, grapefruit, blood orange, Sicilian bergamot and mandarin orange. From that description you can probably get an idea of what this is like. That fresh blast of lots of nice fruity, citrusy notes. The biggest player is lemon from that. So if you're a fan of lemon and you want it done nice and smoothly in a refreshing all year round scent that's mainly geared at the warm weather but works all year round, definitely check out Versace Eros Energy. At 9, performance a big issue for Aventus Cologne, but I can't deny that the opening is one of the best around. So in the top you get mandarin orange, ginger, pink pepper, bergamot and spearmint. I would say it's got a nice opening to any of the other Aventuses. Unfortunately it doesn't last for me, performance is pretty poor, but if we're talking opening, for me the best of the Aventus line. At 8 we have the extremely versatile Percival by Parfums. A very nice refreshing blast, a fantastic dumb reach fragrance this, partly due to that excellent opening. So in the top you have lavender, mandarin orange, bergamot and geranium. A nice fresh blast, one of my favourite openings. Percival, however, slightly outdone by Perseus, which is a place higher in number 7. So in the top here you get a nice blast of grapefruit mixed really well with bergamot and blackcurrant. I find the notes of grapefruit and blackcurrant very refreshing. It's an excellent all-round fragrance, but that really nice fresh blast in the opening, very addictive and one of my favourites. At 6 we have French Riviera by Mancera. A really fresh, powerful blast in the opening. Top notes of orange, lemon, tangerine, ginger and pepper. Really hits you hard, this one. So if you want that kind of fruity, citrusy, hard-hitting opening, definitely check out French Riviera. At 5 we're going with the Bleu De Chanel Eau de Toilette. I think in terms of the opening, this is the best Bleu De Chanel, as that really nice heavy hit of high quality smelling grapefruit is extremely refreshing. So it's not my favourite of the Bleu de Chanels. I did a video recently where I said I think the Eau de Parfum is the best personally. They all have their merits, but in terms of a nice refreshing opening, I think the EDT is the best one. At 4 we have Tom Ford's Tobacco Oud. I just really like the boldness of this, that kind of brash ashtray-like opening. The top note on Fragrantica is actually listed as whiskey, so you get that kind of whiskey feel, but to me it's mostly like an ashtray opening. So I know that's not necessarily selling it too well, but I like the character of it, that kind of gimmicky aspect. If you want something a bit out there, a bit bold and different, then you might really like the opening of Tobacco Oud. In 3rd place we have Erolfa by Creed. Another one where performance is a big issue, but if we're talking opening alone, this would be one of the best. So in the top here you get lime, bergamot, melon, green notes, lemon, violet and caraway. In general, this fragrance is a nice combination of like lime with that heavy Creed ambergris. Very nice and airy. Those fresh top notes with like the lime, the bergamot, melon. You really do feel that. So if you want a really high quality smelling fresh blast, Erolfa has one of the best openings. In 2nd place, I've gone with Mancera's Tonka Cola, just because I really love that Coca-Cola blast in this one and its uniqueness. So in the top here you have cinnamon, cherry, Sicilian lemon and nutmeg. In the mid you get Coca-Cola, Indonesian patchouli leaf and orange blossom. And in the base you get tonka bean, vanilla, benzoin and labdanum. But in terms of the opening, I get a fresh hit of Coca-Cola, a very realistic impression of that. So if that appeals to you, you want that nice soda, Coca-Cola type of a feel, and you want to see how well it works in a fragrance, definitely check out Tonka Cola. And at number 1, we're going with Versace Pour Homme. If I was to think of my favourite openings, this would immediately come to mind, and that's why I feel it deserves to top the list. So with this, you get a nice sparkly lemon soda type of a vibe, like a fizzy lemon. In the top here, you get lemon, bergamot, neroli, and rose. So it's that nice fizzy sparkle that's extremely refreshing, and certainly on the warmer days it's great, but also all year round. If you just want to reach for something easy and you want that kind of airy lemon neroli combination with that kind of fizz and spark, then check out Versace Pour Homme. For me, it tops my list as my favourite openings of fragrances. What do you think, guys? I hope you enjoyed that. I just want to give a thanks to a user called Hello Here who suggested this list for the best openings. I appreciate that suggestion, and anyone else who wants to make a suggestion. It's always great to come up with ideas for these lists. But yeah, thanks as always for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time.